Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, every fan of the Atlanta Falcons knows how crucial the pass rush is in today's NFL. It's the backbone of a successful defense, the sort of thing that can turn the tide of a game in seconds. And right now, there's a lot of buzz around a potential blockbuster move involving one of the NFL's most dominant defensive players, Nick Bosa. Rumors are swirling that the San Francisco 49ers might be looking to trade Bosa, and if that happens, it could send shockwaves through the league, and most importantly, change the landscape for the Falcons. This isn't just idle chatter. It's a strategic move that's being discussed with real implications for the NFC South and the entire playoff picture. Now, to understand why this potential trade is such a game-changer, let's take a closer look at Bosa himself. Drafted in 2019 as the #1 overall pick, Nick Bosa quickly established himself as one of the premier edge rushers in the league. Over his career, he's amassed an incredible 98, 5 sacks, which is a staggering number for a player still relatively early in his career. His ability to get to the quarterback is unmatched, 212 QB hits, and his PFF grade continues to impress, sitting at an elite 92. Placing him firmly in the top tier among NFL edge rushers. This kind of production is rare. In 2025 alone, Bosa has already racked up 5 sacks in just 7 games, along with 28 pressures and a win rate of 27%, ranking him among the top 3 edge rushers in the league in terms of pressure conversion. What makes Bosa even more valuable is his consistency and durability. After recovering fully from an ACL injury in 2024, he's been playing at a high level without setbacks. No injuries reported, and his physical condition remains pristine. Standing at 6'4" and weighing around 266 pounds, Bosa combines explosive power with technical mastery, making him an absolute nightmare for opposing offensive lines. His success rate in double teams is around 78%, meaning teams have to commit extra resources just to contain him, which opens up opportunities for other defenders. He also excels at post-snap pressure, with 4-5 sacks coming after the ball is snapped, and his pressures per rush are comparable to some of the league's best, like Watt, with a pressure rate of 22%. Now let's consider the context in San Francisco. The 49ers currently have a cap space of about $14 million, but they're focusing heavily on rebuilding their offensive line, which has struggled in recent weeks. Their priority is to create a more balanced team, especially with the upcoming NFL draft and free agency periods. Bosa's contract situation is also a factor. He's set to make around $20 million in 2026, but the 49ers are reportedly open to trading him for the right package, possibly picks of the second round in 2025 and third round in 2026, according to some leaks from insiders like Diana Rossini. This move would free up around $18 million in cap space, giving the 49ers more flexibility to retool their roster, especially on the offensive line, which has been a weak spot, contributing to their recent struggles on offense and defense alike. But why would the 49ers consider such a move? Well, their defense, despite Bosa's brilliance, has been somewhat inconsistent. Their rush defense has seen a decline, with opponents gaining about 4.2 yards per carry in the first 4 weeks of the season, and their overall pass rush effectiveness has dipped, with the team's EPA expected points added per rush falling by around 24%. The loss of Bosa could be a blow, but the team seems to believe that they can rebuild and retool, especially with the cap savings and draft picks they would acquire. Plus, the focus on rebuilding the offensive line indicates they're prioritizing protecting their young quarterback, Brock Purdy, and establishing a more potent run game. For the Atlanta Falcons, this potential trade couldn't come at a better time. Currently sitting at 3-4, the Falcons' pass rush ranks around 22nd in the league with only 16 sacks so far. That's a stark contrast to the kind of pressure Bosa can bring. Adding him to the mix would immediately elevate their defensive front, especially with the recent performances of Pierce Jr., who has managed 4 sacks and has a PFF grade of 78. Bosa's presence would be transformative. With him on the field, the Falcons could see an increase of around 12 sacks in total, which would be a massive boost to their pass rush. Not only that, but his ability to generate pressure would significantly improve the team's blitz efficiency, projected to increase by about 21%, and could help the Falcons contain some of the division's key quarterbacks like Mayfield. Now let's talk about what Bosa brings in terms of impact. His ability to get after the quarterback is second to none, and he's been a force in the NFL for years. His pressures per rush, or EPA per rush, is around plus 0.32, and he's consistently among the top in win rate percentages. His relentless style and high motor are reminiscent of some of the league's best pass rushers, and his ability to force hurried throws and sacks is critical in close games. For the Falcons, signing Bosa would be a statement. They'd be signaling that they're committed to contending now, not just building for the future. His addition would also help to alleviate some of the pressure off their secondary, giving their defensive backs more time and less stress when covering receivers. Furthermore, Bosa's impact isn't just limited to the regular season. With the playoffs approaching, his presence could be an X-factor in Atlanta's quest for a deep postseason run. His ability to alter games, especially in high-stakes moments, is well documented. If the Falcons can secure him before the trade deadline on November 4th, they would be positioning themselves as serious contenders. His addition would complement the existing pass rush and create a more formidable front seven, capable of disrupting even the best offenses in the league. Not to mention, it would send a message to the rest of the NFC South and the entire NFL that the Falcons are willing to make bold moves to win now. And speaking of the NFC South, it's no secret that this division has been unpredictable this season. The Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers have all had their moments, but none of them have been able to establish consistent dominance. If Atlanta manages to add a player like Bosa, it could tip the scales in their favor, especially as they look to challenge for the division title and secure a playoff spot. The Falcons have already shown resilience, and with a pass rush that includes Bosa, they could become a nightmare for offenses. Imagine him lining up alongside their current defensive stars, creating pressure and forcing turnovers. This is the kind of identity Atlanta needs to elevate their game. Now, let's not forget the NFL's recent history of blockbuster trades. Teams have been willing to part with high-value picks for proven talent, especially players like Bosa who can change the course of a franchise. The Falcons, with their solid core and promising young players, could be the ideal destination if the trade materializes. It would be a bold move, but one that could pay off enormously, especially if it helps them reach that elusive Super Bowl. The organization has been building steadily, making strategic decisions, and adding a player of Bosa's caliber would be the ultimate statement of their ambitions. It's a move that could reshape their defense for years to come and give them the kind of edge they need to finally break through and contend for the title. In conclusion, all signs point to this being one of the most intriguing storylines of the NFL season. The potential trade of Nick Bosa from the 49ers to the Falcons isn't just a rumor. It's a real possibility that could redefine the NFC South and give Atlanta a serious shot at Super Bowl glory. The move would bolster their front seven dramatically, boost their pass rush, and send a message to the league that Atlanta is all in on winning now. For Falcons fans, this is an exciting time. The next few weeks will be critical, and if this trade happens, it might just be the turning point that propels Atlanta back into serious championship contention. So stay tuned, because we'll be watching this story unfold and bringing you all the updates, insights, and analysis you need to stay ahead of the game. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you believe Bosa will end up in Atlanta? Are you excited about the potential impact he could have? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. This is a story that's just getting started, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting chapters in Falcons history. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Falcons.